Welcome back to Il San Hubert and Jurassic World Rebirth and Site C and whatever I've called this park build. 4 more parasaurs ready to go. We're going to hatch these guys once our fossils are back here. We'll see what we get from that. Well, let's see what happens with this storm. Okay, power cut here. So that is inside of this building. Real question is, can I do anything? Yeah, run into the bushes, guys. What if I ask you... I can't ask you because this is your power source. Yes, this is a problem. Okay, maybe from the other side. Oh. Okay, we can reach it. Cool. All right. Crisis averted. We got damage up there. We'll get that later. That doesn't... We're not going to use this little, like, pre-built enclosure here. We'll just leave it there for a decoration. Alright, thanks for coming by the stream, Zuber. Catch you later. Alright, 4 more parasaurs. Missing the nut, of course. But they got it. You know what? It would be kind of funny if we did this park where we had like 1 Apatosaurus, like 2 Brachiosaurus, 9 Parasaurs, that we did 100 Titanosaurs. That was the whole park. It would be canonical, right? If we did 100 Titanosaurs. It'd be a little ugly, I think. Wait, is that all the Apatodig sites? Is it only 2? I guess it's only 2. Okay, Apato also done. Yeah, we'll do it on this one. Next animal. How about Orano? Maybe. 8 logistics? We have the money. This is a little eh. Maybe we do... Let's do this. Also don't want to breed too many of any particular animal before we have 6 species in the park for like humble social. Ah, the sprawl. Indeed. Well, these will be done in a hot second, so I guess we don't need to cut away. How are we doing on amenities? These are almost capped out. We're nearly 3 stars because the ratings are completely broken. Oh, and this is all bone. Wait, so we're nearly 3 stars despite the fact that I'm neglecting hotels. Well, that's something. I guess I should do larger paths too, because we've been relying on the paths we started with initially and not doing any research for them. So why don't we get this in? Get this done. And then we'll do paths and all that stuff. Push that next. You know, formally clear out the kind of missing research pieces that we've been ignoring. Yukon Rana or other random favorite patterns. Yes. These are one social, right? Or are these multiple? Min pop one. Okay, we're going to take just one Apatosaurus for now. I don't want to deal with too many until we kind of figure out the herbivore cohab situation. I haven't really like planned the herbivore exhibits or anything in this park build. Put a lot of thought into the roster and the skins. No, absolutely zero thought into the paddock combinations. 100%. So these will be like super capped out now. All right. Yeah, we should probably name him Bronto Billy. It makes sense, right? Okay. Wait, did I never... Oh, I never set this one up. That's hilarious. How did I never do this? Huh. Whoops. Well, we could have been making even more money this entire time. Alright, well, there's that guy. Alright, here's our first wave of Rhinoceros. We'll process these once we got dudes back from egg duty. And then we're going to tunnel down paths and like a bunch of, you know, formal research that we kind of need. Actually, this guy can do it at the same time we do this. Never mind. That way these prereqs that we kind of should have researched are actually researched. Okay. Apatosaurus. Look, it looks like every other Apatosaurus. Wow. Majestic. Alright. Alright, there's Bronto Billy. You need forest, you need tall leaf. You'll find in time your forest. Probably. All right. So with the addition of no step trucks here. No. None of that. We had a car related adventure trying to repair the last bit of storm damage from the you know, the before times, the previous episode that is. Okay, keep going on research. So bigger path. Send out the 3, I guess, rather than have to upgrade. Rest this one. And yeah, I think we'll just do that before we do any other path work here. So amenities, do I want more? Maybe. Maybe. Maybe we don't worry so much about min-maxing these right now, given that we need more anyway. What is large? What is the unlock condition? We could probably just do large. Yeah, I think we'll just move to large. Let's process the rest of this Arano we're holding on to here while our other people are rested up before we do the large amenities. We'll start researching Carnotaurus here, I guess. We also have Compy unlocked, so we could do like a Compy Carno exhibit if we want. Alright, large amenities done. I think we'll do the Arano. Arano is ground fruit, right? That's kind of annoying. Yeah. Maybe we wait till we break up the herbivore exhibit more. Maybe. Maybe. What does Titanosaur see? That's an interesting question. Ground leaf? Ground fiber. Are you sure? Curious, that one. The kaiju-sized sauropod eats ground food. Okay. Yeah, I mean, if we put this in, we've got, like, all the food types that we could possibly have mixed in this exhibit. It's kind of shit. I think we're gonna wait on a Rano. It's expensive and bad to do right now anyway. Takes multiple people. Let's do, Carno. Carno and Compy. We'll tunnel those two down. They're quick. They're easy. And then we can do some other tasks on the other people, I guess, like, group adaptation? We actually have the people for this ready to go. Sure. Okay. Suppose another thing we ought to knock out is the hatchery upgrades. We haven't been doing those. That's 5, so we can actually do it on these 3, weirdly enough. Alright, nice load of fossils, osmium, cephalopods. We obviously can't process these right now, but we can get the batch set up to be processed. Carno is not complete, so let's go back at the rest real quick. Another storm. So, the Apatosaurus is not currently happy and will continue to not be happy as long as he refuses to go over here where he has the happy plants to make him happy. So maybe we do some of this until he's happy. Jesus Christ, man. Why you need so much tree? Okay, and somehow we've barely lost ground nut on the para, which is not what I expected. Okay. And Mr. Diablo, you're good. Okay. So everybody is technically chill. Cool. Alright, so what next will break that I will struggle to ever reach? That looks like something that I will struggle to reach. Nope, he's making it. He's off. Not nearly as frog hoppy this time. I'll be damned, he did it. All by himself, too. I didn't have to seize control, none of that. I'm so proud of him. My little ranger he's all grown up. He's able to take care of himself. Incredible. Alright, Carnotaurus fossils. Let's process these. How many Spinos do you think it would take to beat a Megalodon? In hand-to-hand combat? I don't know. 1 to choke it to death? Maybe? Right? It's like, how many men does it take to beat a grizzly bear? It depends on how much they value their life, right? So if all the Spino has to do is kill the Megalodon, if it shoves itself down the Megalodon's throat, maybe it can die, you know, that way. Destroy it from the inside. Could be a thing. Do we have only workers? I guess so. I mean, that makes sense for, like, the park, right? Conceptually. I understand when the sandbox is set to be only workers. That's actually a surprising level of forethought to have it only be workers. Trying to look at our hats. These Jurassic World workers. Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, that guy's an ACU guy. I didn't know the ACU guys would be out here walking around. Huh. just mixed in. Every now and then there's a guy in an ACU tac vest or whatever. Huh, okay. Well, Carnotaurus done now, I think. Yes, okay. So Carnotaurus is the other animal in the Funko Pop line that is not present in the movie. Again, people speculating, or maybe it's confirmed somewhere, but I couldn't find any actual proof of this. But people are saying that it was cut from the film. Now, are they assuming that, once again, in the same way as the Diabloceratops because it's in the merch line? Or is this actual information that says, yes, it was cut from the film that exists somewhere in the nebulous internet that I cannot find? I have no earthly idea. But we're including it. Good enough. Good enough reason to have it. This is a green and red color palette to match the color palette of the Funko Pop, under the assumption that if it was going to be in the movie, that was the color palette it would have had. It is not a particularly appealing color palette to me personally, but I am a very staunch believer that Carnotaurus was canonically a red and black animal in real life because it just makes sense. So it's just me having to violate my fundamental principles and make it a color that is not red and black. Does aggressive matter here? I assume not, but I probably won't hatch it anyway because the Jeeps do struggle to survive, survive anything, I guess. Are these social? I forgot. Carnos are social too, aren't they? Yes. So, probably just do a new batch right away. Oh, and you know what? Would have helped this. One of these might have helped this. Well, actually, what's the clutch size on these guys? I don't even remember. Yeah, 5. Yeah, we should have had the upgrade in there. My bad. You don't... Actually, you're not mad at me, right? I can keep working you to the bone. Okay, well, I mean, here's the next batch. And it is aggressive, 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 and aggressive. So, you know, that's fun. I did send the other person out on a fucking break, too. So, you know what I'm going to do? I'm probably just going to hatch... one of the aggressives. We'll just hatch these two and call it a day. Because that sucked. And I'm just going to throw all these eggs right in the trash. Alright, let's get started on the compy. The Carnos are releasing right now. Oh, a Neurognathus too. Well, I guess we'll grab that frog fella at the same time. Maybe we got to get an aviary put in here today. But... I feel like I'm not going to pop the aviary and lagoon until next time. There's a weird amount of potential aquatic species we can have in this park too, so... Rebirth is a movie weirdly focused on non-dinosaur animals. New pterosaur. New mosasaur design. An emphasis plot-wise on a pterosaur and an aquatic. And then a bunch of tangential material that like canonizes Dunkleistes and Megalodon through animal remains at the the bar or whatever, and then there's the displays in the museum that potentially point towards like Chronosaurus, Elasmosaurus, and Mixosaurus also being canonized, which is like crazy. So this is a Limpopo Paparana, and this is a Salar-Dulhosco Paparana. So yeah, green and red Carnos. Would I rather find a Deinonychus or a cassowary? I mean, a cassowary, right? Deinonychus has got to have a little bit of weight on a cassowary. I wouldn't want to fight either. They're both cool. They deserve to live their lives and have fun and not get, fought by me. Because obviously I would win, right? So yeah, we're not going to breed any more of these guys right now. We'll breed a wave with alphas later, I guess, probably, and expand the herd a little bit. Part of me kind of likes the idea of just having 2 Carnotaurs, because there's 2 in the novel. And so that's kind of fun, but they are a 2 social, and I don't really like to keep my dinosaurs at min social, because if you airlift one, then they get all goddamn cranky. So. Is Deinonychus smaller than a cassowary? I don't think so. I highly question that one. I've seen a cassowary. They are big animals, don't get me wrong. But, so is Deinonychus. Now, if you said Velociraptor, yeah, Velociraptor turkey size, sure. Alright, we'll have to investigate this further. We'll have to do some Googling here in a second. You've instilled enough doubt in me that I have to search. I should probably get specialist facility done at some point as well. That's a 9. Yeah. Let's we'll do Compy first and then maybe specialist facility. Also, Compy gets us Compy gets us our alphas in general for all the animals, so there's also that. Alright, so we'll do the southern Compy one till it's empty. That way we know possibly if we get all the Compy and not all the Endorognathus, but the little frog guy's already at 73%, so oh, he's actually, we got all of his bones already. So all that's left is Compy. Alright. Rhodium, 3 shark, and another rhodium. Rhodium is my my favorite Star Wars race, so there's that. Big fan. Big fan of rhodiums. Okay, anyway, more Compy, please. Thank you. And then that leaves us with 9 genetics. We should be able to do something with that. Just don't know what. We could work on unlocking some other pterosaurs or aquatics. Or maybe we just knock out prereqs for Rex. Prereqs. We knock out the prereqs so that we can get the Rex. Yes. Indeed. Baryonyx also a prereq for carnivores, so clear that out. Alright, hopefully... Okay, I was gonna say hopefully we have this done, but we dug up an excess, a load of Endorognathus, and a single Compy fossil? The fuck? That doesn't seem very good. That seems pretty bad. Why was there such an insane excess amount of fossils? Did somebody put an extra 0 in their spreadsheet? We may find out shortly, because if that happens again, I'm gonna be sad. We did bury. Nothing else in this other tier is really doable right now. We need more herbivores to get Styrac. I could push Stego Prerex. I could also push, not this one, Brachy Prerex. Wow, how many times am I going to click the wrong one? Brachy Prerex. 9 on Kamara Niger. Yeah, sure. Why not? Why not? Pollute more dig sites. Okay, well, okay. One batch of like 1 billion Endorognathus and then nothing but Compy left. That's okay, I guess. I can live with that. So, we'll get that done there. No. Sir, please don't. We wanted to do research too. What do we want to do? Specialist facility. Yes. Also probably should formally research paleomedical facility. I forgot we didn't do this because we started with one. Okay. Well, let's see what hijinks unfold in this storm. There's always some pretty funny things with the... Okay, well that's just regular storm shit. So is that. I was expecting comical bouncing Jeep damage, not enclosure, you know, typical enclosure breaches, that kind of stuff. Okay, another quick one though. Not a problem. All right, compies coming in here. So we have a mod for these. If we look at our compies. Yeah, mountain aviaries would be a cool thing. We have Jurassic World Rebirth compy. We need to get our people back from this research project first, but then we'll do this. So we now have the newfound tech to make alphas now that we've got group and confined space adaptation rather. So we can use both of those. Anki technically available. That's going to be a real hard pass from me for now. Maiasaura? What do we need for Maiasaura? 2 lost flights. 2 lost flights plus 5 long-lived. Huh. Let's do maybe Baraki. No, let's... Let's get this done on our welfare specialist real quick, and then while that's happening, let's start breeding some alphas. So, would I rather be thrown into a Utahraptor enclosure or forced to live in Dubai? Are the Utahraptors friendly? I'll just start with Diabloceratops. He's the modded animal. He's just a good spot to start. Humble. Social, maybe. No. Well, that's pretty bad odds. Maybe we don't worry about large appetite so much. Hey, Rowlet, how's it going? Preferable Gen 7 starter, in my opinion. At least design-wise. Alright, do I want 5 of these? Probably not. Maybe we take these 3. That way we don't run the risk of any large appetite shenanigans. And more than 3 of these seems good. Wait, how are you Gen 8? How's that work? Alright, so, any of the Rebirth copies? Yes. There is... So this is the Rebirth copy mod. He is a red copy. I feel like they're pretty distinctly also blue. Like, very, like, Poison Dart Frog coated in the movie. So, I feel like this could use with an update to be a bit blue underneath as well, but still the closest thing we have to the Rebirth copy design. And that must be our Diablos ready to go. Hey, Cameron Grigor, how's it going? Just in time for some Diabloceratopses. This tail's a little weird. Maybe elongated versus the Chasmosaurus that it's presumably based on. Alright, well, they're already happy to go. I suppose because the ground leaf comes with the Apatosaurus's environmental needs. We can do... Let's get the Dilo Alpha. Large appetite really doesn't matter for carnivores. I'm not even going to consider removing it. We should probably be digging something up here in the meantime, too, even if we don't use it right away. We did do our specialist facility, right? So if we do this, we should be able to do a Rano on just the one guy. No. Is he only a? I guess he was only a. He was a 5 initially. Then we upgrade him to a 6, I suppose. We're sending him out with a 2. Fair enough. I'm not gonna do that one. On account of I don't wanna. Titanosaurus is a 8 as well. Velociraptor we could do. Velociraptor's at least not too bad. We don't have Myosaurodon. We need to do some long-lived. Oh yeah, we need to do some long-lived. Who am I going to release for long-lived? Long-lived compies could be like a way to do it, because we probably want a bunch of compies anyway. Just because they always feel like they should be in a large group. Yeah, I think we're just going to dig a Velociraptor here. Or Dunk. Let's do Dunk. Because then when we do lagoons, we have an animal ready to go right away in the lagoon. So that works. I said hi, Rowlet. Did you not hear me the first time? Unless you want to just keep saying hi. That's okay, too. You can do that. We will take... we can take a few of these. We could take all, like, the not negative gene ones, I guess. Whatever. We don't really need a bunch of Dilos, but... I guess the downside of a bunch of Dilos is they're more likely to escape during a storm if we have too many. And then, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and do this since we're backlogged on releasing. Additional bays. Nope, right as I do it. Right as I do it, they do that. Alright, copies. We could do this. We could do humble, social. Oh, we don't even have long-lived. Okay, never mind. Oh, no, we do. Sorry, that's resilient. Duh. Sorry, I was going to say we could do this. We could put a little bit of long-lived, and maybe we get a few copies. Some progress towards the long-lived requirement while we're breeding for the alpha. We'll put the welfare specialist on break afterwards. And go from there. Parasaur Alpha. Same deal. A little bit of light long-lived maybe. Maybe we get lucky. We'll do 75, 50, 25. No. We'll do 50, 50, 25, and less large appetite. Sure. Why not? A little bit of a loot box one there. 3 long-lived, 2 potential alphas. We'll just, yeah, take them all. Take the whole stock. And then I set up the paras. We'll do these next. And fossils coming in, which we can process right away as well. So, big fish. Only, well, I guess he's not the only fish. One of 2 fish. On you. We'll rest the logistics specialist right now, because I don't see any reason to force him to work harder than he has to. Alright, so new batch of paras, because the last batch sucked. 1 lone long-lived. We're redoing them. We're not going to even try to squeeze in any extra bullshit. It's just not worth it. And then we have left over the logistics specialist, so we go back out for Dunk. Dilos are in. We should check them in a second, make sure they're good. And then the second wave of copies are being airlifted over. Bit humble, social, Dilo Alpha. Big man in charge. Pen is perfect. Copies should be fine till they sort their dominance out. They have plenty of other stuff going on here. Alright. Alright, so, parasaurs, social tolerant, no. Social humble, large appetite, kind of inescapable, huh? Alright, I'll take 3 social humble, large appetite here, I guess. Then we'll release the 1 long-lived one here. In the meantime, Carno Alpha, I suppose. And that's the last of the current roster that we need for alphas. So, another thing we should do is staff upgrades so that we can do expeditions a little more efficiently. And put in some groundwork for aviaries and lagoons and start working on some of those. How are you... Oh, because you can't cross the river. Right. I did do that to you. Go!
Delivery complete.
Okay, some of you are still orphaned over here. I apologize, but I need you to maybe we put a little gap over here. That way they can run around to the side and the other ones don't cross back over, hopefully. Maybe. Alright, Carnal Alpha, Social Humble Fit. He's just like me for real. Not really. It's the complete opposite of me. I am none of those. I am antisocial. I am arrogant. And I'm definitely not fit. There's a challenge mode. Every dinosaur has maximum negative traits. It's the worst of the worst. They're antisocial. They're aggressive. They're intolerant. Alright, you'll need a little bit more ground up, but probably not actually once you sort out your dominance. Let's get this guy. No, he's already been picked out. So we just need the welfare person back from the Carno. Okay. One copy. Just one little dummy who's got to get out of here. Stop playing in the rock and cross the river to the safety side. Go. That way? No, not this way. Go back the other way. Yeah, that way. Go. You go. He's thinking about it. I saw him look down the river. He like stopped moving. He looked that direction, and then he's like, "I'm not doing it. You can't make me." Let's just put the water back in and let him starve a little bit. That'll get a little, pep in his step. That's how we get him moving. Right, the rest of them are all good here. May need another meat feeder for 20 copies. We'll just keep an eye on things, see how it turns out. Alright, Parasaur Egg. We get you. Carno via airlift to the Carno enclosure. And then we need some more long-lived. So let's check the progress. That is for... No, that was for the hadrosaurs, right? 5 long-lived. We're missing just 1. Okay. What do we want? One of... Oh, no, we have one long-lived coming because this pair is not hatched yet. Perfect. We did it. Okay. Next research project. I said staff upgrades. Let's get that done. Alright, so that gets that. So we're going to knock out this research project on you. And let's clear the rest of the fossils out here for the dunk, who is complete on you. And then maybe we go do another expedition for whatever. Let's put a point in, actually. Now that we have it. Go out here doing a rano dig. And then on the welfare specialist... no point in doing that. So none of the medical stuff has ever popped. Probably... Does this map just not have diseases? Because that is a thing that can happen in some of the maps. I just don't remember which maps are like that. So I was guessing, I would guess this is... Biosin Valley doesn't have disease. So I guess there's really nothing for them to do. So we'd probably just hang out on the welfare specialist. Let us research Styrac. So, Styracosaurus in Jurassic World Rebirth. Is it there? Sort of. There is the same picture of a Styracosaurus on a prop from the museum as there is on a decorative, like, corkboard prop set dressing thing for the bar down in Central America in the movie. So, very thin argument that Styracosaurus is in Rebirth. But in the interest of herbivores, we're going to include it. Because otherwise we have almost no options. So yeah, we'll research that now. And then maybe expeditions running. If we do 2 points here, we can look at doing a Diablo and a Carno. They would aesthetically go together pretty well. We need one more point of logistics. We'll put it on him. So yeah, we can knock out the research for the aviary and or the lagoon. Aviary. So we have a Neurognathus, right? Problem is, the aviary is going to be designed around Kets, and the Anurog goes in with it, right? If we put the Anurogs in now, then designing it is a whole thing. Whereas if we design it, put the Kets in, and then make sure that's all good, then the Anurogs can just be seasoned on top. We don't need to worry about them so much. Plus, there's a lot more lagoon animals in the roster. We have Pteranodon, we have Neurognathus, and we have Kets. But for lagoon animals, we have Dunk, Meg, and Mosasaurus unambiguously, like, present in the movie. Two of them are dead, of course. But then there's also arguably Elasmosaurus and Chronosaurus, so we might have 5 lagoon species in this park before all is said and done. The big asterisk there is if I change my mind on some of them, or if I use, like, mutants instead. And I haven't really committed to going one way or the other. Currently, I'm leaning using the lagoon species. But, you know, some Rebirth discussion on the internet in the next 2 days could sway my mind on that. But Dunk is also done, so we might as well do the lagoon first. Because we can just put Dunk in. Oh yeah, Spino could be lagoon enabled because of the mod. Would be good to check that probably too. Oh yeah, storm. Let's see what happens in this storm. A bathroom breaks. Where are you go? Oh, you little... How long have... Wait, is this... Hold on. Is this... Ranger Team 3? Is this... This is... Oh no, live prey feeder. Yeah, okay. This is just the glitch where they drive backwards. I was wondering if... well, obviously it was that. I was wondering if it was the one from over here... in the main compound area that had gotten stuck or something and was just driven halfway across the park for some reason, but no, it's not that. Unreachable by vehicle, right? I have to do this myself. Okay, are you ready for a journey? Because this is a fun one. All right, step 1, jump in the Jeep. Now we gotta go this way. We gotta not immediately get stuck on a hill. Yeah. We go past the gas station. Now we got to thread this gap. Thread the needle. Okay. Great. Next, we got to go in the water. We're going to wait for it to stop bouncing, and then we can drive. Okay, we go up this way. Okay, and then we go over here. Now the real trick is we got to go up in the woods. So we got to go like this. Nope, that doesn't work. We got to go up here like this. Yep. And then don't get too close or we'll get stuck. Okay. And then we can reach it through the tree here, probably. Maybe. Only just barely. I think we got it. Okay, who's dying, by the way? Oh, you're still trapped over... Wait, more compies got trapped over here. Okay, how did more compies end up over here? You gonna go? You're gonna sit there? You're just gonna die, huh? Okay, there goes that one. This one also starving. Okay, there he goes. Yeah, nobody else on this side. Okay. Put the river back in. Can they like slip by with the fence side or something weird? I don't know. I'm curious. We'll have to keep an eye on that. I'm genuinely very curious to know if they have some sort of arcane way of slipping across the water, even though they can't make it back when they do that. Okay, everybody just about ready. Let's get these fossils in, I guess, first. And there they are. Some turds, some gold. Some infringing Nigersaurus getting in the way. 95%. So we do need to go back. We'll do that. We do that on this guy. And then we do Styrac. Well, Styrac probably can just go in the current pen. Because Styrac can cohab with Diablo. So there's a Styrac dig site. So yeah, doing this first is fine, I would imagine. Sorry, is my car still... I guess that's when you know your session is like probably should end. It's when the car drives backwards across the whole map away from you. It's probably a good time to call it. Also, just the amount of time it takes to drive back across the square map if you let them get away with that. Pretty annoying. What is the vehicle physics doing there? That was like skidding out almost. Like swung the camera sideways for a moment. Weird. Alright, let's see what he does. I'm kind of curious, actually. And then with our other people, fossils are almost done. Well, we did lagoon research. We could knock out aviary. Not with the current roster. We can't. Just kidding. That was a joke I just made. Elasmosaurus. 12. Chronosaurus, 12. And then Mosa and Mag are here, of course. So neither of those is really an option. Pteranodon is locked behind actually having flying reptiles out. So yeah, we'll do Tapajara to push towards Kets, with the idea of doing Kets and then Anurag and then Pteranodon afterwards. I don't remember if Kets merc pteranodons, but they probably do, so we probably need 2 aviaries. That's probably fine. We have Lost World mod for Pteranodon, because the Pteranodon seen in Rebirth does seem to be the Lost World one for some reason, which is kind of a neat callback, but surprising. Alright. Let's process that. Send out another dig and call it a day, I think. There should be 2 dig sites, I think, for Styrac, right? Maybe? Am I crazy? There's that one. Did I pass one by again? Yes, this one. Okay. I was correct. Alright, we'll leave it here till next time.